everybody, this is Salvi here with the VTuber news coming right up for you. Before that, of course, smash that subscribe button, hit that bell, and the like button as well, and let's get right into it. Clio Aite is involved in a little bit of a controversy. And who is Clio Aite? Clio Aite is an Irish-Australian VTuber, a former medievalist professor. Clio loves playing grand strategy games, Europa Universalis, other games like that, Total War, etc. She gets a lot of viewership from that because people just like listening to her in the background. And that is great because she does like 12-hour streams for those things sometimes. And today we're talking about Pupi? I'll tell her Pupi. She came out with this over here after a lot of thinking and watching you guys pointing out the way this might have been human work in a different ways, very different ways. I'm actually convinced that I made a huge mistake with my claim. The claim that she made is that this was down here. This original art here was AI in some way. I already apologized to the artist, and I also want to apologize to you all. It was a very abrupt and frankly stupid thing to jump to conclusions without proper, more solid proof. It felt secure enough in the claim that I just wanted to help raise awareness to something I thought was a bad thing, and ended up hurting people that didn't deserve it. I will delete the OP, but leave this for a bit. I will keep focused on my work and refrain from making mistakes like this in the future. Thanks for being patient with me. This is a place where, like, she had claimed, like I said, Pupi had claimed, they had claimed, that this art from Hedes art raffle for Clio Aite was a AI made art. Please show them some support they deserve. Their art is really good. Again, sorry for the whole mess. And this is everything here where there were issues with this. For example, they said, thank you so much for the support. I'm overwhelmed by the interest. It means so much to me. And Hedes is a she/her digital artist. Many asked about VJ and I don't have an account yet, so I'm looking for a VJ invite code. Anyone have a spare one? Would love to join the platform. And then this person over here, Uncle Beastie, can you explain this whole situation? They said, I won't try to prove anything under that post. The hunt for AI is everywhere right now, which is true. I'm usually glad when it's used for good. In this case, however, the person pointed to stranded hair is proof, but it was actually drawn with a hard-edged CSP brush. So they even showed the CSP brush there. And Clip Studio Pro, I believe it's Clip Studio Pro, that's a CSP. And then transform, which caused pixelation noise. You use the pixelation noise as it being AI. Haven't posted any speed runs yet. That was my mistake, and I'm sorry for the confusion. Honestly, it hurts that the VTuber I admire accepted post the fact without reaching out to me first. The one they admire is Clio Aite. And anyway, thank you for your interest and asking me directly. And like I said, this is the post before. And, we have other people kind of going through saying, the accuser admitted it was false allegation. Now, do you want to apologize to Hedes for being rude and blindly believing false accuser? I have, and they've apologized directly to them. So I'm glad you've addressed that. Now, please, in the future, don't follow accusations blindly. Now, what ended up happening is this here. Clio originally was like, yep, I'm not going, they unretweeted it. They said they do not, support AI art, that type of thing there. And it says, I will apologize as well for jumping the gun. And this shows the maturity of both Pupi and Clio Aite. This is very mature to show that they made a mistake and apologizing for it. I'm not knowledgeable when it comes to art, but I am very aware of accidentally supporting AI-made art. Please do not send any nastiness towards Pupi, as that does not help the situation any further. Mistakes can be made, but anger and vitriol does not help. I hope we can move on and continue to support human art. And she says here, the art was made by Hedes, and I have retweeted it if you want to show support to them. And let me just go to Clio Aite's Twitter page here and see where they have retweeted the whole thing, more than likely. There you go. They retweeted it on February 20th, around there. They retweeted it around the same time that they did this. So yeah, they had fixed the situation. And of course, in VTuber drama, you have people who are going over the situation on what had happened. It says the art was by Hedes, and they actually fixed the situation here. It's getting harder to tell what's AI, especially if you're at Clio's age, but she's probably the only phase member who would actually backpedal and realize the mistake she made and apologize for it. Nice to see she reversed course to some degree, though it's uncharacteristically screw up from her. This keeps happening more and more. Morons who think they can tell what's AI is even bigger morons and blindly parrot them. I think it's hard. It's hard for anybody to know exactly what AI is. AI is becoming better at copying humans. Better and better. Just look at the Will Smith eating spaghetti thing. It got better and better as the time has gone along, where at this point, it is kind of hard to see what the heck is real and not real when you look at the new AI spaghetti art for, Will Smith eating spaghetti. More of this from the community, please. We need more good examples of how to make up for mistakes. Better clout than double downing on a mistake. Not mentioning the artist until probably being called out caused, maybe plus but Phase Connect. Yeah, some people, are having hatred for Phase Connect. Says the post making accusations have been deleted so far as I can tell. I liked her, but seeing how she threw baseless accusations, making non apology, mentioned the accused once she's forced to PR man. I mean, look, this person's going too far. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not going to hold it against Clio. I've made mistakes like this. I probably will make worse mistakes like this. I'm a human being. Clio's a human being. Clio doesn't know about art. I don't know about art. You tend to trust people who do know a bit more about art when it comes to these things. You assume that they have checked everything and that they are correct. So I don't blame Clio at all in this whole situation. But I am very glad that at the end of the day, she did apologize, Puppy did apologize, and things were fixed. And editing Salvi here, found another little piece that I forgot to put in there. Just real quick, a little addition to the whole thing. Other people, of course, called Puppy out. Says, casually smearing a random artist on the TL. Don't do this without conclusive evidence. You're clearly not skilled enough to back up this level of evil maxing. And this was the actual one of, people trying to, they actually took the what they had originally put out there, what Puppy originally put out there, with the whole thing here. When it came to talking about things happens when low opacity, line art often softens up too much from transform tools. So showing a little bit of proof here on the whole situation, a little bit more proof. And this is going to the original post here of this one here as well. The original post was called out since the call out court retweet got deleted. This was the original thing here. These are just regular CSP shenanigans when you Clip Studio Pro. So they were the original one here of the, taking a picture of the post where they had called out for AI art. The rake brush and, explaining why things are the way that they are, why things changed with Clip Studio Pro, and gradient maxes and all that kind of stuff there. Kind of showing from someone that kind of has a bit more of an idea of what Clip Studio Pro actually does, and other people down here, of course, saying that. And this was some spicy Clio art there that was the main one that was called out originally. And, of course, people giving a little bit more. I wanted to put this in here because it gives a little bit more context. I missed a lot of the context before I put this one in. So sorry about that. And yeah, this is a little bit of addition there to show context on, another artist's idea of how things are. Some new evidence has come out on the Lucy Pyre situation. Who is Lucy Pyre and what are we talking about? Lucy Pyre is an independent VTuber who started content creation in 2021. She's doing mainly, from what I know, she has her YouTube channel and everything like that, but she mainly does things on Twitch. And this is where she got herself into a little bit of a pickle. She went on Twitch recently. This is her Twitter, just so you guys know what it is. Recently, Powdur was said never I thought it'd be called a grifter by Lucy Pyre. This is something that I covered the other day. You're mad people are calling you lean woke because you don't know your political position. Instead of calling me a grifter because you don't like my politics, how about just leave me alone, dude? And this goes down here to this one here of don't do it. Let me let you hear it.
If you're a VTuber hopeful right here, right now, I just want to let you know, don't do politics. Don't talk about politics. Maybe Lucy shouldn't even be talking about politics as much as I guess she kind of sort of is maybe a little bit right now. But don't do it. Don't do it. Making a couple jokes here and there is fine. Don't do politics. Everything. If you're a VTuber.
And that is where we got off last time, where we were talking about people mentioning, did she actually mention you? Did she actually say anything about you or anything like that? And I will even admit, even myself, I was like, I didn't see her mentioning her anywhere. And I said, unless there's proof, then I'm not going to believe the claim that there was anything said about her. Now, Powdur knew that was going to happen. Powdur had an idea that was going to happen. Heck, even Kershaw was like, was she actually talking about you? When she said she unpublished the VOD so Gen Public can't see it, she rants about Flabberjiggle's list and her being labeled as lean woke. A chatter says they'd love her if she was a chud, and she stares at them and says she would like to add another category to list grifter because she believes some chuds are grifting. She then goes into more detail about it. So, after all of that, she found a way to get the specific section that she wanted. When you're trying to vindicate yourself, you'll go through a long way in order to do it. If you know you're right, you're going to go through every step that you possibly can in order to do it, in order to know and show that you're right. And this is, something that I'm saying. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying it's a very good thing because the proof, the truth shall set you free, as they say. On a stream of 2/20/26, Lucy was reviewing the Flabberjiggles list that included me. She wanted some people labeled as chud to be labeled as grifter instead. When asked not to be vague about who was a grifter, she referenced my 2024 design controversy and the lost traction narrative around it. Given that sequence and her specificity, it was plainly referencing me. As for the accusation of grifter, in 2025 I made a political comment, receiving tremendous backlash, and decided I wasn't going to filter myself anymore. Growth following exposure made not a calculated pivot. Political commentary in this space often narrows your audience and carries a real risk. It is not obvious strategy for growing an audience. Yeah, like I said before, being political will narrow yourself. That's one of the things that I agree with Lucy right there. It will narrow yourself to a specific audience. It will get you a lot of hate, believe me, from both sides. Some sides will think you're not going far enough, while some sides will think you're going too far. It happens. It happened to me. The couple of times that I've mentioned anything anywhere near political. It says 2025 comment I am referencing. I don't trust that much will change under the Orange Man, but he is quite amusing to watch. Trump. Nothing will change under Trump, but he is quite amusing to watch. And right here we go. And we're going to take a look first at the adding grifter as a category, and then we're going to look at the 2024 design controversy. So let's take a look real quick at both of these little thingies madoobs here, and we will see how what everything is.
It says right here she leads woke, Your Honor. Your Honor, the badge of woke is right here. And I'd be proud if you were Chud. Guys, I need to correct the spreadsheet. All right? We need to correct the spreadsheet. Okay? I propose we keep everything the same. However, we add one, just grifter. Just simply grifter. Okay? I saw a lot of people assigned Chud who were just grifter. They're not Chud.
So that is where the grifter thing came about. And that is pretty much because Powdur was named as Chud. That was kind of giving the idea that it was that. And you could think, oh, well, that's very vague. That is very something that, you know, maybe could be construed differently until you see this.
Chameleon. Can we start naming names? You don't like it when I vague post? There's this one VTuber who, you know, I forget the name, but I remember, you know, first hearing about this VTuber because she got really mad at another VTuber, for like, being her design. But I believe her design was something very generic and very basic. That it'd be like me getting mad at another VTuber for having white hair and demon horns. That'd be like me like going to them and being.
And that is a indirect way of Powdur. The only one I know of doing that was Powdur at the time. That's where she indirectly, you know, shows Powdur there.
Like, you're fucking copying me because you have white hair and demon horns. That'd probably be what that is. And, you know, they kind of lost traction after that drama because people thought it was, like, you know, kind of cringe. But then they started grifting. It's really fucking obvious when it's that. I feel like you see this once a month. I feel like you do see this once a month. At least when it comes to VTubers accusing other VTubers of, like, copying them. Yes, you do see it once a month. Does she have any idea how little this narrows it down? This just goes to show you how fucking common it is, man. This just fucking goes to show you how common it is. 90% of the VTubers starting shit are just VTweeters that never stream. This is true. This is true. But, you know, streaming's not everything, guys. Streaming's not everything. If you're a VTuber hopeful right here, right now, I just want to let you know, don't do politics.
And that's where we got into the whole politics rant that she had there. And we got into everything that she was saying in regards to that. Let's see
into
if
that territory, and then you will be locked into having that audience and nothing else. Okay? And that sounds really unfun to me, but I mean, I guess if politics is your thing, sure, do that. You should instead run a news channel. Neutral. Yeah, run a neutral news channel. Good luck with that. Hydration.
Well, she calls out people like me. Yeah, you try to be neutral, but sometimes, you know, inherent biases are going to be a thing. Honestly, I'm just going to be real with you. Inherent bias is a thing. When you live your life as a human being out there, not a robot, you're going to have opinions. And sometimes those opinions you try not to. You really try not to when you do news. But sometimes the opinions will be tinged a little bit with your biases of how you've lived your life and what you think about certain things. I'll just put that out there, that she's right about that, even though it's like kind of a semi-call out to myself too. But she doesn't know who I am. I'm not saying she's calling me out directly, but I am that type of news channel that has a little bit, you know, I put my opinions out there. So she has no fucking clue who I am, so I'm not saying she's doing anything to me directly. So don't get that twisted. I'm not getting an ego or anything like that. Context for those who are lazy to look it up when talking about the other things here. Erundel says, this is a huge stretch. You're the only one who brought attention to this with nothing showing ever mentioning you. Maybe you should do the same thing you asked. Leave Lucy Pyre alone. If she does not want political drama, that is her right. It is her right to not want political drama, but she did do pretty much a call out. If you know who she was talking about, that is pretty much as close to a call out of Powder as you can get. And you know, people were like, I honestly don't know what's going on. I'm going to keep up with who has beef with who. People don't want to talk about politics. They don't have to. On the other hand, people want to start talking about politics with the content. That's their right too. It is their right. Lucy deleted the VOD because, you know, she probably was like, it's probably not good to talk about politics, number one. Probably not good to call someone out, number two. It's probably going to get me in trouble, which it kind of did. And here we go. Mises Tamari, friend of the channel, says, I repeat my earlier statement. Erendel just mindlessly repeats the position of whichever person she likes best with zero investigation. Please choose better representation for VTuber news and drama. So far, literally every single major one is dishonest. And I have here, this is a huge stretch. Continuing on here. Lucy deleted the VOD. Yeah, no proof. And no one would have known if she didn't say anything. People are allowed to dislike things. So yeah. It continues on with that. And anyone else say, people responding specifically to this one, saying for anyone that doesn't understand what Lucy did, she talked bad about Powder by repeating Twitter points. And then when Powder responded, she deleted the VOD, so people got upset at Powder for lying and saying it never happened. Disgusting behavior by Lucy. If she deleted it specifically for that reason, that is a very, very nasty thing to do. And that is not a good thing at all. Well, this tweet didn't age well now that Powder dropped the proof. It's funny watching Erendel ask for proof of her tweet. When people wanted her just to do a better job reporting drama with Asmongold, she completely crashed out because, God forbid, she showed context and clips of things like the proof. And funny watching you go from she never said anything, you leave her alone, why does it matter, who cares? That's some nice goalpost moving. And again, these VTubers always have two sets of rules, they never apply to themselves. As I said, even in the beginning, I made the mistake. I made a mistake of being, well, I mean, I didn't see any proof, so I was like, show proof. Now that she showed proof, I'm eating crow. I'm straight up eating crow. I'm just going to tell you this. I'm not going to lie. I'm eating crow. I was like, oh, you don't have the proof. Well, she came with receipts. She fucking came with receipts. I believe Lucy was talking in general, but now I take back what I said. Yep, she did do that and so much more. Made a clip from the clip of Lucy's fans and some special people. Hope you enjoy it. Lucy, why did you have to be an idiot? And they are going through all this stuff here. Well, I'm sorry for your ears for that section there. But yeah, you have this whole section here with people, you know, Lucy fans, be lying for them, and then everything here. Got a grifter for you here. Yeah, pretty much, you know, the whole thing happening. The things that I showed you guys. And also trying to show people that some people, I guess calling out. In this case, false. I don't know about the false and Rima thing. Calling out false and Rima for not being neutral. Like I said, no one is 100% fully neutral. There are going to be biases. We're human beings. We're not robots. So that's going to happen. What I understood from Lucy Pyre is textbook grifter, asking someone who has category, imply, or definition, think it causes damage, making up shit 3 years ago tweets, and also acting people do not change their takes over time. Yeah, people do change their takes over time. Things do happen. Powder got the vindication she wanted. She proved that, as you know, you could just see here of other people doing things. And she proved what her point was. She proved it. And I myself, she doesn't care what the hell I say, but I'll apologize for thinking she had no proof, because she actually showed it. Fuwamoco are the demon dog twins of Hololive Advent. The Bao Bao twins of Hololive Advent, very much loved in the community, and if you know who they were before, very much loved before when they used to be a part of I think it was a visual novel game that it was. They were indie VTubers then. Well, technically agency VTubers, but pretty much indie in what they did, and they were beloved then. That's why everyone was extremely happy when they became Fuwamoco. Now, why am I talking about Fuwamoco? They have something interesting coming on. We have had everyone else from Advent, Shiori and others, I believe it was even some people in Justice already, who have had their Bibu, you know, from Advent, it's Bibu, Shiori, and Narissa have already had their pajama reveals, and now we have Fuwamoco doing their pajama reveal on the 15th of March. Time for Sleepy Cuddle Puddle. We're revealing our new fluffy and fuzzy Fuwamoco pajamas on March 14th at 6 p.m. Pacific Time, 15th JST, of course. Get ready to tuck us into bed. And that's that is what's going to be going on. So it's amazing. I'm very glad for them. I'm very glad they're having theirs, and we all know it's going to be very fluffy and very warm. Hoshimachi Suisei is a female VTuber with Hololive. If you guys don't know the story, I'll try to cut it as quickly as possible. She was an independent VTuber. The Suisei you see here is a Suisei she created herself. She had it created herself. Yeah, I think she even rigged it herself. She learned how to rigged it herself. She was the one who created this look here. What ended up happening is she wanted to join Hololive. The first time she wanted to join with, because she didn't want to lose her community, trying to join with her community, join with her look, they said no. Then she came back again and was like, look, is there any way I can join? I don't need to join the main branch. Do you have any other projects? Do you have any other place you can put me in? I know that the main branch may be different. Is there anywhere? It's like, well, we are looking for a second act for Inanaka Music, which was something created for ASCII. You can go in there. He's like, cool, amazing, I'll go in there. She went in there, she became second fiddle to ASCII, which she never had an issue with, but the problem was, Inanaka Music never treated her well. They were always focusing on ASCII. She had to master her own songs, which means she had to do her own audio production, her own video production for her music videos, everything herself, had to do all that kind of stuff herself, any project she had to do, all done herself, and she was getting no support. She was getting more fan love as things went on. People were switching from ASCII Red to Suisei Blue when she was singing. And then she went on to get more fame and everything. But she was going to give up. She talked to the legend Achan to move on, to say, you know what can I do? I want to leave. I'm not getting support. I don't like this. Is there anything I can do? She's like, well, before you leave, come to Hololive. We'll give you the support. We'll give you everything you need. I will make sure of that. She gave them the opportunity. She went in there. She started seeing more and more support, more and more growth, more opportunities come and go. And then she was like, okay, I'm staying. And this is what leads us to this time. A big place for many people inside of singing, idol work, VTubing, etc. is Budokan. The Budokan Concert Hall is absolutely a gold standard of place to be. It is the pinnacle for many people. And Suisei was able to get there, I believe, when she did Supernova in 2025. They are doing a quote-unquote reboot of Supernova, and we're taking a look at that right now. Sorry I had to do the long intro, but I did want to give you guys a feeling. And of course, you have people giving their well wishes and things like that. That was freaking 20 minutes of that. Let's take a look at her intro here. That she does, people waiting.
本公演は映像配信および写真撮影用のカメラが会場内に入り
Here we go here. She's talking a little bit on there. This is how she was introduced. With rock music. Awesome. Because remember, this is Supernova. A supernova is like an explosion of a star, I believe. Like the, what would I call it? The liminality, like the superness of the star. It's like, yeah, it's like, look at this. They made it amazing for her intro. And beyond that, she did this. For Viva Diva. And she has live dancers there too. And they have an actual moving one. That's awesome. I like that. When a star collapses, it's supernova. Okay. And there you have people pulling the cart along, so it's not robot. And there she goes. She's going through the audience and doing her Bibi Diva. And that's awesome. Look at that. The whole thing. It is just... And they have a camera where she gets to see everybody there. And then that's one of the places that she's doing her song. It is... That's good. Because, you know, VTubers, usually you're like, you only see them on the screen on top. But in here, you could actually... If you are in the right place, you could see her right there next to you as she's moving along. That is cool. The only time I've ever seen that, honestly, was one time that I went to a Rob Zombie concert and he went through the crowd that way. It gives an extra bit of energy. It energizes the community. It energizes the fans that are there. It was amazing that they did that for her. Let's continue a little bit of other songs she sang.
はですね、去年行いました武道館公演の再演として、瀬戸りとかはね、結構似てるんですけど、2曲目がもうすでにね、
So there she's talking with the community a
俺
bit.
はここにいるぞ。お、行きたかった。お、吊るされてます。号泣。行きたかった。イエーイ。いるぞ。なんかここら辺になんか
So yeah, she talks to the community a bit. I'm very glad that she was able to make it to Budokan, that she was able to make it there, the Supernova reboot. It was actually 17 hours ago. It was from 2026 to 21. My bad. She went to there in 2026. That's when the whole thing, I believe, was done. And I think this is just the redoing of her whole thing here. The streaming tickets were done here on here. The streaming tickets are about $50 or so. And it's 10 p.m. November 2025 to March 21st, 2026. So that's what's done in 2025. And it's finishing on March 21st, 2026. They are basically promoting it again so that you know that they have this whole thing. It was a bit of confusion on my part. I apologize for that. But yeah, I'm glad that she got this.
Make sure there are eyes everywhere.
Oh, God.
Then
Find me.
Sugar Rush.
He does something.
She'll regret.
Nothing is more important to you than
in this.
and you know the price for failure.
Poor guy. And that's where we are now. That's where we are now. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Let's not talk about this. What happened inside of you, what I did inside of you is between you and me, no one else. The prototype will not know about this. Your other friend will not know about this. I know, I'll call, but we'll probably never see each other again. That's just the way things go, I'm sorry. That's the way the world works. Thank you guys for watching as always, and of course, take a look, and if you enjoy everything, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification icon, all those things that YouTube asks of you. Really do appreciate you. Have a wonderful day.